Oh, yeah.
Okay, the caucus meeting of December 16, 2025 will now come to order at 7:16 p.m. Present are all members of council. Present are the mayor, the directors of law, finance, human resources, economic development, safety service, recreation. The chief of staff is present and guests. If there are no additions or corrections, the caucus meeting minutes of December 2nd, 2025 are approved as written. Regarding suspension, there are 3 items on the agenda being requested for suspension this evening. First is ordinance 2025-121 on second reading. And Mayor Jones, would you like to speak to this one?
Thank you, Mr. President. Director Kopfer can speak directly to the council members regarding this. Just a quick reminder that it will be amended again. So.
This is the temporary budget for 26, and I was informed after the last committee meeting that we weren't opening the bids for the wastewater, the flume metering thing on Mackenzie until January 5th. So they wouldn't be able to sign a contract or do an encumbrance until next year. So we had to move it into the temporary so they could get moving on it.
Okay,
And that's the amendment.
thank you.
No, thank you.
Any objections from council to suspension? Okay. The next suspension request is for resolution 2025-126 on first reading. Mayor Jones.
Thank you. We would like to have council pass this tonight, please.
Yes. Any objections from council to suspension? All right. And then the last request for suspension is 2025-127, also on first reading. Mayor Jones.
Thank you. Chief of Staff Byrne will address council regarding 127, but the request for suspension is because the state of Ohio needs to have all municipalities have into the state of Ohio their cybersecurity and incident response plan by December 31st of this year. So as council will not be meeting again, that is the reason for suspension.
Mr. President, this was mandated by the state of Ohio through House Bill 96. Every community in the state needed to create as well as adopt a cybersecurity policy and response playbook. Our IT department has been working on this extensively since a couple of the bullet points. Each department was provided requested information such as key or critical apps which apply to each department, identify key personnel in each department, and then provide a call-out tree. Really, the most responsibility the council is going to have on this moving forward is that if a ransomware is ever placed in any of the software, the departments, or anything like that, the responsibility will be if they request any payment or threaten to put any of the information that they get garnered through their encryption out publicly, the only way that the city can either pay, which would be within coordination with the law department, but council has to provide legislation anyways. Nothing can be provided to anybody threatening the city through ransomware or anything like that without legislation from the council. So that's where you would come in. Legislation would have to be passed at that time.
All right, thank you. Any objections from council to suspension on resolution 2025-127?
Question on the director. So would that legislation be a public hearing, or is that going to be
the traditional, Mr. President, if I may, legislation for which you're talking about in the event of an incident?
Yeah.
It would be, I imagine it would be critical to get that handled immediately. It would be addressed through an emergency special council meeting, and legislation would have to be approved to authorize the payout. So it would all be done in public and with an emergency clause and suspension, so that you could do it quickly if that necessitated that. can't imagine doing 3 readings in 30 days if you're trying to resolve an emergency. I also can't imagine a scenario where we proceed with a payment. I don't think I'm speaking out of school, but we had an incident that occurred prior to this administration that was handled very quickly by our IT department that averted that exact outcome, and it was ransomware, as I recall. And it shut us down for a while, but got around it and got back up and running. So, but if it got to the point where the only way out of it was to pay, yes, it would have to be the traditional legislative format.
Mr. President,
Director.
just though you might have heard me or someone talk about it, the actual document, the actual plan is not a public record. We don't want people to know what our strategy is, what our software is and all that. So any discussion of that would probably be in an executive session, if necessary. So, but this ordinance documents that we do have a program.
Okay, thank you. No issues, Mr. President.
Moving into assigning legislation, resolutions 2025-126, which is on suspension, and resolution 2025-128 are assigned to finance. And then resolution 2025-127, which is on suspension, is assigned to public safety, health, and welfare. Scheduling committee meetings for Tuesday, January 6th, 2026. Councilman Lippert, would you like to schedule building, zoning, and development committee?
I would, Mr. President, and that will be to address 2025-115. What date did you say? Did you say January?
Tuesday, January 6th.
Yeah. That's the council meeting, yeah, the 13th.
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. Mr. President, we'll just wait till the next council meeting, because it's gonna be the 13th anyway. So. We will be having something on the 13th.
Okay. Councilman Scarl for finance.
Same thing for me, Mr. President. I'll schedule resolution 2025-128 at the January 6th meeting in case something else schedule comes up with other legislation at that time.
Okay. Sounds good. And then Councilman Mari for Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting.
Yes, thank you, Mr. President. I would like to schedule a meeting of the Intergovernmental Relations Committee meeting for Tuesday, January 6th at 6:30 p.m., wherein we will adjourn into executive session.
Very good. Okay. Does anyone on council have anything else they wish to bring up this evening? Anything from the administration?
No, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you. Seeing nothing else, the caucus meeting of December 16, 2025 is adjourned at 7:24 p.m.